So let's see if we can't go north. Yeah, north exit. I remember having to do different voices for Danganronpa, and definitely not as immersive, I don't think, for some people.
I'm not so sure I believe you. What am I thinking right now? No, wait. Now.
It don't work that way, lass. I pick up on feelings. See fragments of memories sometimes. Impressions. And mostly when folks are upset or a bit of nerve, unless I'm trying to intrude. And I generally try not to intrude.
He winks. To be fair, you intruded on me the moment we met.
Ah, that were an accident. If anything, you be the one that were intruding on me.
Oh, well, you could take a gander if you wanted. I mean, not all the time. Just this once.
As you wish, lass.
Seraphim looks up at Shodi with an uncommonly serious expression. His eyes seem to drill into her. Then, suddenly, he jerks his head away and blinks like his eyes are burning.
So which is it? Light or dark? What do you see?
Neither, lass. Bounced off you like a bullet off an ironclad.
Shodi shrugs and walks away. Seraphim watches, hand rubbing on the back of his head. Anything I should know about?
Mayhaps. Let me be ruminating on it for a tick, Cap.
Sighs and turns away. Ooh. You want to be play a dwarf and have Peter Dinklage voice it? That'd be great. What does the map look like here? Oh, sweet. This is a... Okay. It's nighttime. Let's, That's Moana's estate, Piro's estate, Conga Palace, Road East, Takano's estate, that way. And I think we might wait till it's nighttime, or daytime? Or maybe we want it to be nighttime. Let's say before we go in here in case we're like, it's the middle of the night, what are you doing here? Get out of my house! I'm hoping they're sparring right now. Yeah, apprentice, yeah, they're just sparring. I'm just gonna walk through the swinging blades and be fine. An older Mataru stands ringed by younger Juana, apprentice or pupils, seems. His robes shimmer with quartz beading, and his perfume announces his presence from across the room. Yet beneath his finery, he looks like a fighter gone to seed. Disused muscles flop from his arms, and flab pads him like so many layers of silk. He looks up and notices you.
Greetings, and welcome to my home.
He gestures to the lavish room, puffing his broad chest out a little more.
For what do you come to my villa?
Beaming, he spreads his arms wide. I can literally just read his soul? Let's read his soul. Your essence slips from your body, and Takano's soul enfolds yours like a warm, oily thing. As his fears and questions seep into you, your perspective shifts to his. At first, you're worried this pale elf before you had been sent by the Valian debt collectors. It'd be a low trick, taking advantage of your famous hospitality, but then those Valians are crafty. Perhaps if your villa were bigger, then they might know you are a man worthy of respect. At least you have the shell. You tuck it away not only for safekeeping, but also because you are a little ashamed of it. How could a simple, ugly thing be sacred to a god? But it was a gift from the queen, and so you keep it. Your gaze strays up to the wall. Yes, you must knock down that section there, install a wide, grand window, once you have the money. You retreat from his soul to find him watching you with a placid smile. I hear you have a rare Andrite artifact.
The Cornet of Waves. It is a conch shell, but very important. To receive it is the highest honor.
He nods vigorously, jiggling the loose flesh on his neck. So is this dude just really, really old? He sounds like he's trying to convince himself more than you.
The Queen gave it to me as thanks for my years of service. I was her personal bodyguard when she was a child, you know.
He folds his hands over his considerable paunch. Why is the cornet so special?
Because it is sacred to the goddess Andra. Everyone knows it is a privilege to have.
He clasps his interlaced fingers together, his knuckles glowing white. He glances toward his apprentices.
Akara Takano. Everyone knows it is a sign of favor.
She snaps too. Her response is sudden and automatic, as though Takano had just given her an order. He gives the apprentice an appreciative nod.
I am misled if holding a shell is all it takes to earn Ngati's favor.
He tosses his hair and chuckles to himself. So we have religion and arcana. And so arcana, oh gosh, this is 3 things that we need. We need to be history. We would need to be an island, Amaua, and from the Deadfire to know whatever that is. But here we have arcana. Such artifacts are often imbued with powerful spells. Take care when handling it. Or religion. Andra is the goddess of loss. Legends say she calls missing things to her with the music of the conch. I kind of want to go with arcana. Such artifacts are often imbued with powerful spells. Take care when handling it.
I keep it locked away, to see and not to touch, Ikara. But your words are good warning.
He glances nervously around his fine home.
Generations ago, there was a similar shell. When the old city sank, Andra's faithful gathered around that cornet and prayed for deliverance.
He leans close, a storyteller's grin spreading across his face. An ominous sing-song creeps into his voice.
But Andra is not a goddess of mercies. Instead of lifting them from the ruin, she pulled them down with the shell and said they would rise when it did.
Is that a hint to the bottom part of the city? He chuckles and leans back, clasping his hands over his generous midsection. I'm gonna be honest, if this is him, he doesn't look like he has a paunch. He just looks tall.
That is the story, anyway. Macabre, no?
I'm really reluctant to show him this one. So I'm going to say I need the cornet.
But it was a gift from the Queen. It is unusual for a man of my standing to give such a thing away.
The Cornet of Waves is no mere trophy. It deserves a keeper who knows its history.
But the Queen gave it to me. There is great honor in such a gift.
Insight 2, the honor lies in her esteem, which you still have. That's what matters, no? Or we can do religion. Andra punishes those who refuse to let go. If you cling to her relic, imagine what she might take instead. One of these seems like the best option. He seems very attached to material things, so maybe if we get him to think he's going to lose something, that might be a thing. You watched a video on Dinklage the other day? Yeah, a lot of actors and just kept at it. So they found what they really wanted to do, like Dinklage, and he went up. But 6 years is a long time, man.
Far be it from me to offend a goddess, especially when I have much else to steward.
He looks around at the spacious villa. His nervous expression is reflected in the mirror-smooth marble.
Take it, with my blessing.
We didn't even have to do anything. Yes. I love games that do that. Anyway, he presents you with a large, lustrous conch shell. The surface is inscribed with symbols, and the tip is fitted with a silver mouthpiece. Nice. Cool, cool, and cool. But here's a question. If I go down in the old city and put both the conch shells in with that wall... to the stream. Flandor, thanks for hitting the friendship button. Truly appreciate it. A formal welcome. Because if we take both the conch shells and put them in the door, do we lose them both and then we can't give it to the mob boss? Is that what could happen? I kind of want to use it on the wall before I give it to somebody. And we have some bounties we can go out in the world and get. There's no telling where Petrino will try to fence the gloves. Oh yeah, this is the person who's running away. He has an appointment at the Brass Citadel docks. Well, Flander, thanks for that very kind words. Again, for hitting the friendship button, and hoping to see you at another time. I do stream it's usually Saturday through Thursday at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 3 Pacific, 11 or 12 over on the EU. So I'm here almost every night. Hope to see you next time. So we can talk to this person who he owes a captain money. Maybe we could settle that and he can return what he stole. One of these was for reach Kanga Palace. So this is another one. So we're here already. So Harbormaster, I am free to look at the Kanga Palace in the Serpent's Crown district at the top of the mountain. Let's do that. Kanga Palace. Thank you, sir. Go get your beer. Go get your beer, sir. Which one is it? Oh, it's the big one. Dang, okay. May the force be with you as well, sir. Serpent Crown. This is a named person.
You return. What say, friend?
Oh, this is the person we talked to, I think, last time. Farewell. So we can just go straight in here?
Hold a moment. You may visit the palace and its shrine, but be warned. The Queen meets with trading company vipers. Take care you are not bitten.
That's a strange way to speak about your allies.
Mere words.
I have information for the Queen.
You will find her in her throne room through the door behind me. Inform the guards of your purpose. Whether the Queen will hear you above the baying of her guests is another matter.
He looks like he enjoys his job. Probably not. Man, using a coupon at a fast food restaurant and then it's great, but then they get your drink wrong. But I'm drinking it because I need the sugar, so I can stay awake. This is actually a beautiful throne room. Holy cow.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
The Valian dignitary aims a withering look across the aisle. A middle-aged woman with square jaw and tar-stained teeth meets it.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
She pulls a slender pipe from her pocket, but at look from the Queen's attendant, she puts it away.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
The sizable Amawa, standing by the throne, takes a bold step forward and flares his nostrils at the assembled dignitaries. A hush falls over the room.
I say our guest forgets himself.
So this is the prince. He clears his throat and sweeps his gaze from Nero to the rest of the room.
Brother, stand down.
Up to this point, the Queen has studied the proceedings with an even expression. She half rises from her throne as she fixates on Prince Aruahi.
You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us.
As Aruahi lowers his head, the Queen slowly centers her gaze on you and leaves it there.
An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen.
Though her mouth doesn't move, Onakaza's voice comes to you like an insistent memory nestled along your surface thoughts. Wow. So does that make her a the same type of person that Seraphine is? That would make sense. I kind of want to do diplomatic on this one, so nod to Onakaza.
Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves.
Though she turns to the dignitaries, you still feel her attention on you.
This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about
okay.
Hasongo will soon be answered.
So Tangahola looks like an aspect of Bareth. Many want to worship Bareth as Rahiku, the twin eel god. Okay. The queen's voice fills the expansive room, leaving you with a hushed silence to fill. I mean, I want to stick with diplomatic. I don't know who Hasanago is, but if it pleases the court, I've journeyed from a crippled Port Mage.
Ugh, I know this one. His parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Birth.
We did? Raising her hand for silence, Onakaza looks to her brother. He approaches, and they exchange a few words too quietly to hear. She lifts her gaze to you once more.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
She opens her palm and waits. So our options are, and I'm reading them over, trying to figure out what we need to do. Port Mage suffered similar damage when Aothos passed through. Honest, makes sense. It's possible that Aothos only paused at Hasango on his way to parts unknown. Rational, which I do want to keep upgrading. We must do something before Aothos tramples yet another settlement. Passionate. Or forget all that. I want to do this one. It's possible that Aothos only paused at Hasango on his way to parts unknown.
Huh. What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawnstar Dreamers.
She looks at Adair the way one would look at an especially rabid but fascinating animal.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Crosses his arms, looking distinctly uncomfortable.
Gantanichese. I'm acquainted with the Watcher of Cadnua from my assignments in Defiance Bay and Twin Elms.
Pelagina, Count of Nikisis, a title owned by Nero, son of the Duchess Speranteno. Pelagina, who is this?
Diverus? It explains the colorful nature of your reports.
I have seen things with him that are not even told in the most outlandish of sailors' tales.
And I'm supposed to take two Valians at their word.
She gestures between Nero and Pelagina.
How came a Watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court.
Okay, we could say just Bareth herself sent me to track it down, which is true. That's how we got our character made. Passionate one, I'm not going to worry about. Option 3 is Aothos emerged from beneath Cadnua, which is my castle. He made this personal. Or I'm here against my will. Anyone still listening is free to help me or stay out of my way. Kind of just straight to the point. I'm sailing in the shadow of a giant, and I could use some help. We'll go with 3. Aothos emerged from beneath Cadnua, my castle. He made this personal. Silence descends on the hall. Courtiers and delegates eye one another, seemingly gauging which of them will be first to laugh. A stern look from Queen Onakaza turns every questioning glance to stone.
Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain. A fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire?
Now, if we were a priest of Bareth, we would be able to just answer with something cool, but we're not going to do that. I actually like option 1. Yes, I plan on using Audra pillars to track and ultimately confront Aothos.
How resourceful of you. The Isles are studded with enough luminous Audra to bankroll an economy. I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hasongo.
Do I get a say in this? Anyway, she spreads her hands calmly, assured of her reasoning.
Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Onakaza gaze, her gaze wanders back to you only briefly.
Only that Hasongo is a Rawatayan outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
She inclines her chin at another woman standing nearby.
Ma'am.
A composed Amawa stands at attention, her furrowed brow cleaving down otherwise warm features. By her feet, a colorful bird preens itself without concern.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer.
I read Brass Citadel somewhere else.
Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
That is Marisha Ray. Yeah. And that's kind of like her bow voice, I think.
And shut us out entirely? We have every right to know of any hazards in these waters. Palagina, go with the Watcher. See that the Republics are served in this investigation.
He turns to the godlike warrior standing off to his side.
Ah, Your Excellency.
So it's a god boy.
Ahmed Gongswalias.
What? Palagina's golden eyes flash in your direction, but her face betrays no hint of emotion.
That will be enough parading of champions for now. I'm certain that our guest knows how to assemble a crew.
Well, dang. Oh, we can take them both. Oh, gosh. I was like, I have to pick one of the two? Anyway, I could take Maya. Always good to have a rifle on hand, so that's a ranged one. Pelagina. Seems like a fighter. Or we could have them all. Or both of them. Is there a detriment to them not being out in the world? We'll take them, because that we can mess around with whatever.
Akira, if you can stand the chattering of unlike minds on your ship, that is your prerogative.
Onakaza blinks with amusement as she takes note of the look that Maya and Pelagina exchange.
Oh, good thing I'm already accustomed to cramped quarters and temperamental birds.
She winks at Pelagina. Seraphine's eyes close as he nods along, and Shodi lifts her chin in interest.
We both have our orders. I have no interest in interfering with you as long as you do not interfere with me.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi?
Aruihi, so we got his name right. Queen Onakaza rises from her throne, and the surrounding guards stand at immediate attention.
Aren't we popular? Take care at Hasongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in.
She nods to me as she adjourns.
And take care with your trading company spies.
She glances at the two.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else.
He banishes the foreign dignitaries with a swift and unmistakably disgusted wave. Okay. I think that went well. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. If we're not going to use them very much, do we want to try and multi-class? Oh my gosh, look. We all leveled. That was huge. 16, almost 17,000 experience. Subhas Gonhawk. Actually, that could be really good. You could theoretically replace Seraphine. We just got our buffs, debuffs with him. What if we tried someone else out for Seraphine with a ranger? Okay, let's look at this. I don't want to spend too much. Gunhawk. Summons a bird. The ability to fly grants birds a natural ability to avoid engagement entirely. So wait, she just gets a summon. Just right away. Cool. All rangers form a strong spiritual connection with a single creature, their animal companion. This connection allows rangers and their companions to coordinate attack and efficiently take down prey. In most situations, the companion runs interference while the ranger attacks at range. Despite these advantages, there are risks to the relationship. Rangers share a literal life bond with their animal companions. When one is wounded, they can sense it and feel an intense emotional pain. If a ranger or animal companion are knocked unconscious, the partner suffers from bonded grief. When one is wounded, they can sense and feel a ranger's bonded grief, affecting accuracy and other stats until the downed ally is revived. If a ranger is ever killed, the animal companion immediately dies from grief. Dang. Well, I mean, it's in the air, so maybe it won't get hit. Gunhawk, self, 20% ranged with, even more range with arbaquis, blunderbuss, hand mortars, pistols. 20% chance to interrupt target when you hit them. So like every 1 out of 5 hits just interrupts them, period? Wow. Gunhawks are the type of ranger unique to Rauatai who use hawk companions to complement their sharpshooting skills. Bonuses, firearms have increased range, that's what that is, and receive a chance to interrupt on hit. Wow. That actually seems awesome. And the companion gets 2 penetrate, or because of the companion you get 15% damage, and oh wow, she just seems like a straight bam bam bam. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna switch her out. Let's switch her in. Wait, what is that? Bond? Cost to bond. What would doing a rogue look like? Is there a the only reason this kind of makes me curious is that we didn't look at rogue, but is there like a sneak attack? Backstab? 100% damage with weapons against targets that were within 2, so that wouldn't work. When it's done from stealth or invisibility. Dang it. Rogue may use melee or ranged weapons, but must be within 2 meters of the target. Okay. So I don't think we're going to multi-class, but Ranger just by itself seems amazing. Oh, Paladin. Paladin seems kind of fun. I think we were almost a Paladin. What does a Paladin do? Paladin's defenses. Sworn enemy is upgraded to Wrath of the Five Suns. What is this? Health? Like a very quick one. 20% damage done as burnt. What's a full attack? Many abilities will state that they use either a full or primary attack. When such abilities are used, the character applies the effect through an attack that will either all currently equipped weapons, full attack, or with their primary weapon, primary attack. Oh, so she's dual wielding and hit it with both. This means that all statistics of the weapon's skills apply, including the damage and other effects that they provide. If 2 weapons are used this way to perform a full attack, each weapon will deal less than full damage. Still, you get like bonus to pen and all that. Sworn enemy, marked. Marked an enemy as the focus of the Paladin's righteous fury, granting a damage bonus against the target until combat ends or the target goes down. So how much? Doesn't actually say how much. Wrath of the Five Suns. So 5 to 7 extra damage that's burned. 5 searing projectiles shoot forth from the Paladin's hand. Ooh. She's like a melee in your face person. That's kind of cool. We'll just keep you with the Paladin. Gathering your party. Yeah, let's... Do I want to do that? We'd lose, I think, stealth and something else. Stealth and I think metaphysics. I don't know. Let's bring her in. I want to try. I want to try these out.
Watch her while we have the chance.
Hi, person. I need to see what the hawk looks like. What does the hawk do? What is... Why do you talk to her?
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Maui folds her arms and clicks her tongue against the roof of her mouth. What's that?
You're asking yourself, how did I let the Royal Deadfire Company plant an informant in my crew?
She chuckles to herself, but there's a note of resignation.
My superiors might expect me to report in from time to time, but don't read too much into it. You're not the only big thing happening around here. I'm in this for a lot of information, a little diplomacy, and plenty of target practice.
She opens her palms and shrugs. What if my actions damage the Royal Deadfire Company?
This whole campaign is a risk-benefit analysis. The Navy knows you're a gamble, and they're factoring in all potential losses.
She wipes a line of black powder from her cheek.
Rawatai is here to do some good work, since the Huana can't seem to do it themselves. Maybe just try and stay out of our way.
Anti-Juana. So Takehu worries one of his hairs between two fingers. Just kind of like... As long as you're keen on taking orders, I don't object you being on the ship.
Uncomplicated. Just the way I like it. Oh, guess you ought to meet the bird. Ishi is smarter than he looks, but don't expect him to do any tricks.
She nods toward the colorful bird of prey hopping around your ankles.
Ishi, come.
Mahi taps her arm with 2 fingers, then clicks her tongue again.
That's a good-looking bird.
Adair raises one hand and waggles his index finger.
Hey, birdie. Hey, birdie.
Ishi Za, the full name, shows no signs of recognition toward Mai or Adair. Ishi simply claws at the ground and investigates some bugs a few graceful hops away. Let's see if we can do this. Click your tongue like Maya. Cocking his head, Ishi turns to you with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Mai cocks her head and listens. Resourcefulness.
Takes practice before he'll listen to you properly, but that's a good start.
Yeah. Adair nods to Ishi, who bobs his head in response. Adair nods twice. The large bird replies with 2 head bobs. Adair begins tilting his head up and down, and Ishi follows with vigorous full-body bobs. Encouraged, Adair starts bouncing his own body up and down, at which point Ishi stops bouncing and watches Adair with a cockeyed curiosity. Baited.
Did your friend suffer a head wound? Before we get into deeper waters, I've got a question.
Clears her throat.
You've got a ship and a title. Being captain means more than just wearing a big hat. A lot of tough calls to be made.
I still get the hat, right?
Well, naturally. That's your right.
Darn right. I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean made us think that way.
A crew can be like family. They can also be like a nest of squalling infants.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say your galley cook was fixing to organize the rest of the crew into a mutiny. How would you handle it?
Oh, snap.